on each car. And would you
Why
take
don't you do
those?
that?
Well,
Help people pay
would
for
you,
the
would you
parking.
come
You
and
know,
take them? Either way, it's theft, right?
Okay, see you later.
It's not your property.
Bye-bye, honey.
Like
See you later.
the way I view the card, I wouldn't probably do anything if you wanted to do that, but I view it as a gift to the vehicle owner. For me, just as if I left a $20 bill.
Well, it's like you saying, "Here, you throw this away."
The parking enforcers
if they want to throw it away,
were
that's
destroying
fine.
our cars
It's a
at
gift
one
to them.
point.
It's no
And
longer
then
mine.
we talked to them about it, and we said, you know, we don't think it's. We were totally polite about it and totally nice, and they decided voluntarily after a week of doing it to not do it anymore. And I think that was a good decision and a good ruling that we came to. I would encourage you, if you did want to destroy our stuff, to maybe instead think of printing up your own flyer.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not putting flyers. That's the whole thing. Why would I do that? I'm contradicting myself.
Well, it's like more
it's
speech
the,
as
it's the
opposed to
fact
less.
about putting stuff on people's cars. You know, maybe you got to get rid of that logo because Disney's on here right now, man.
I'm not worried about that. I don't believe in those ideas that if someone creates something that
Of
you
course
can't
you
use
don't.
it.
Yeah.
Because it's part of being in this new modern world that we live in, where
The new modern world.
yeah, the technology exists. It's an old way of thinking to think that you can't just take what exists in the world and do what you want
Okay,
with
so
it.
if I write a
creatively.
poem, you're gonna go put your name on it and sell
Well,
it.
that would be fraudulent. But I think it would be.
But
totally,
you're taking somebody else's intellectual property. That's what you said. And intellectual
If I
property
wanted to
should
take-
not be protected.
If I wanted to take your poem and cut out the words and rearrange them, like, should I not have that artistic ability? Should I not have
So that's what you do. You go on the website, you look up shit, and you copy and paste it and put it on your site. But you didn't
I
say
don't
it. You
make
didn't
a
come up
habit
with
of
it.
it,
But
but-
that's kind of like what you're
I
taking
don't make a
somebody else's
habit
words to
of
help you
using-
promote what you're saying.
I don't feel that Disney has been injured at all by us using their cards.
it's not their card. It's a
Well,
picture
yes,
of a
theirs.
person.
I
It's a
agree with
picture
you.
of
Their
an
likeness,
image from a
that likeness.
cartoon. It's like it's an idea. It's a thought. It doesn't. It's not concrete.
All right, well, draw some Calvin and Hobbes pictures and sell them.
Well,
I
do you-
guarantee you'll get freaking
So
sued.
copyright law used to be. I
I'm
think
not
it
selling
was.
Disney stuff.
I could be wrong on this, but I think it was
Not that
13
it's
Yeah, but
years.
you paid somebody to make those. That's right there is against the law.
Well,
Once you pay
copyright.
somebody to make a copyright, something that's been copyrighted, that even they're responsible.
Does it matter if I printed them myself on a printer that I bought
Yeah,
with paper
of
that I
course it
bought?
matters.
So does that make it different? Like if I paid somebody versus I printed them myself?
No, you're still in trouble. I mean, but what it comes down to
What do you
is
mean in
just,
trouble? Like
you just took the fruit off these people. I mean, off you and put it on them. Basically, them people that are printing.
Well, let me ask you a question, Rob. How long should copyright last for?
I think it lasts. I don't know. Is it 5 years? I think it
It's
lasts forever,
70
yeah.
years.
it keeps getting extended.
So it's the
'cause-
life of the author plus 70 years. It used to be 13 years when the Constitution was written, I think. I could be wrong on that. So and after 13 years, it'd be considered public domain.
Unless-
that
that's
cartoon
right.
came out in the 70s. I mean,
It's a little different.
Well, like earlier,
It
I like
should
the
be
idea
public
people
domain, you know?
people had brought food. People were sharing food. That's great. Sharing is a great thing. If you can replicate something of value and give it to someone, that's a good thing. And the idea of creating artificial scarcity and saying you can't replicate things that people value, that's ridiculous. If I understand there's a property concept in a house because only one person can occupy their house. But if you could duplicate that house by clicking a button, why shouldn't you be able to? Why would somebody want to artificially limit the ability to be creative
Well, I
and
mean, you
produce
can
more
build. I
content?
mean, you can build a house like your neighbor's house if you want. I mean,
Right,
your
because you
neighbor be
can't
able to
copyright the
copyright it?
house.
Right, you can't copyright the house. I mean, the architect has a copyright probably on the plans.
I don't know if you
Some of
can.
them, well, I think maybe for corporate buildings.
you may be able to
You must
copyright
Copyright
have
blueprints?
to be able
Copyright
to.
your
maybe the
actual.
likeness of it.
Did you know you can't copyright clothing design?
You can't copyright a clothing design.
No, there's some things you can't copyright, and those businesses are fine, right? So
Yeah.
copyright's
And then you got
really
Nike
just a
and them guys
protection scheme.
overseas, you know.
It's really just a protection scheme
Yeah.
for rich businessmen.
Yeah.
And I create content. I've made lots of videos about parking enforcement and the things that we've done, and I haven't heard any complaints, aside from one of the enforcers at one time, about the content I've created. They don't think it's demeaning or harassing or anything like that. And it's all lighthearted and funny.
And,
You
you
can
know,
watch
and
it on
that's
Cheshire
fine,
TV.
really. I mean, that's all fine. It's apples and oranges, buddy. But when it comes to following people around, like I said, I'm gonna leave now. I kept saying it. I'm gonna leave, but you guys keep me here.
If you want,
I know your point. You ain't gotta go no further.
I mean, if you take the cards, I guess I take issue. In theory, it's theft. You're saying it's public
It's not
property.
theft. It's public. Once you leave it there, it's like throwing trash away.
Well,
Once you leave it
it's
there and you
intended
walk
for the
away,
person who
it's
owns
no
it.
longer yours and it's not their property.
I mean, if you want to be a law-abiding person, the state of New Hampshire says it has to be abandoned for 5 years. That's the abandoned property.
Not when it comes to flyers. That's only you're talking about. Once you look that up, I think it's
Well,
specifically states.
it's not your property. Just as if I left an envelope and I wrote on the envelope, to the owner of this vehicle, would you have the right to take that?
Nope. But I'm going to say
So
this.
what if I put the
if you
card in
hand
an
out
envelope?
flyers on the street to people, right? That you're giving, it's public. It's the public.
So do you have the
domain, you're
right to
giving
come
away.
up and grab my flyers and throw them in the garbage?
No, but if you give me them, I will.
Well,
Once you hand it to me, I can do what I want with it. What is there,
Well,
like a rule
when I
now?
put
that
Right,
that
that's because it's
card-
yours.
Right,
That's
because it's
it's
mine.
yours there.
But you leave them on cars. You leave stuff on cars. You're open. You're
no,
open
it's now
to,
the vehicle owner's property.
No, it isn't.
Okay.
Because
well,
that vehicle owner didn't give you permission to put it there. So
He's
you're,
got an argument.
So you're putting something on a vehicle that you have no permission to put there. So therefore, it's public.
So
Okay,
you don't
I
need-
do.
you don't
I'm
necessarily
right
need
because I've
permission,
actually
I
called the
guess.
cops on this. and
Let me
asked
ask you a
them,
question, Rob. Can you leave a door hanger on someone's door?
So. Sure,
Well, could you come around and then take that door hanger?
sure.
Well, you're
I'm not
taking something
stealing
that I'm
anything.
giving to someone else.
I mean, you wouldn't want to. That's just
I would
kinda
say that
just-
would mean you're entering onto someone else's
Yeah, I
property.
mean, yeah.
to
I
remove
guess. I mean, if
something.
you went into somebody else's, yeah,
So
that'd
maybe
be
it's a
kinda
little bit
stupid,
different. But
it's
well,
not
I'm just
illegal.
I'm trying to follow your logic here. I'm not.
Of course you
if
are.
you want
You're
to come
trying
out
to, you know,
and do
what
your
you're trying
thing,
to do is put your
I will
logic
be
into
like,
me.
I'll be like, hey Rob, every day I'll be like, man, hey Rob, how's it going? I'll be nice and we can.
Yeah, yeah.
You can come take the
But I'm
cards
still
and
gonna
do
take
what
the-
your thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna
You
do.
know, I don't care.
All right. I'm just letting you know.
I think maybe the best service for that would be finding out the people who don't want the cards at all, and then like finding.
Well, how are you gonna do that? You see, that's not what you guys are there for.
Well,
to
there
find-
is one person who owns.
Are
a
you gonna
certain
find
truck,
people who want you to put money?
No,
in
somebody
yours,
told
or-
me not to Robin Hood their vehicle, and I try to be conscious of that guy's truck. And
Right.
do
Oh,
it.
that's good.
There's one guy that put a sign up,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
in
one
his
person
window.
has a little dashboard thing.
See, and now this is weird. Like you guys have gotten people to have to go to that, to go out of their way to make
There's two of them.
signs and do that, you know. And so
Well,
now
they-
you're
they
not
can-
only and you're doing what you're doing as an activist, you're affecting everybody.
In
you
theory,
know?
they could find our card, Rob, and they could write a check to the city of Keene for $5 if they want to.
They could.
Well, if you want a City of Keene service, you may have to pay like for some permit, but we don't even make you get an official permit. If you just put a little note saying you don't want our service, we're cool with that, and we won't force it upon anyone.
I think actually you do have to have a permit to put flyers out on cars now.
No,
First
that's a
Amendment.
freedom
Like you
of
can't
speech
you can't
issue.
go down to like Walmart and put stuff on.
Yeah,
cars.
private lots you
Private
can.
property, no.
Yeah. All right.
So, well, if they made these private spots, they sold them to the landowners.
You know what I think they ought to do
We
is
go
just make
away.
a really big garage here.
Hey, Jesse, see you.
Yeah, they just need to make a really big car garage because really this town is getting bigger and bigger every year.
Well, the problem
Underground
is when you
to
put the
Gilbo.
government in charge of something, they screw it up. And so most people
I
would
mean,
agree with
needless
you
to
about
say,
the
yeah,
garage.
needless to say, you know, that's beyond my control. I don't know. I don't have enough knowledge and education to know how these guys work or what they do. All right, but I've been arrested before. I know the system. Okay.
Well, why
So-
don't
Me
you come
too.
out-
So I mean,
I
I don't
say-
want to get arrested. I don't like getting arrested, but I'll tell you what. You know, when I do something that I break the law, I know that.
I mean, I'll extend
Yeah,
an
dude.
invitation to you if you want to witness the Robin Hooding. Next Saturday, you can meet me downtown 8:30. We can go out and you can kind of see what goes on if you prefer.
Well, I think somebody's gonna
I know-
call me next time you guys show up, and I'm gonna just shoot down and meet you guys.
Our friendly enforcer.
Yeah, meet our friendly enforcer, just so I
Okay,
can do
well-
that. You know, sorry you've been taken care of. So it's just a matter of whether I want to get up that.
They'll
day,
be
but,
using you as a diversion. We'll be having a
kind of,
conversation
kind
instead
of.
of a conversation with them.
I'm doing it. They didn't have no control. I'm just doing it on my own free will. They, you know, so they don't have no control over why I'm there.
Mhm.
So it's not on them. I'm
Well,
doing
if
this
you-
out of my own.
Yeah, I
If
thought
you
it was
guys wanna
great
come
when
and
Alan
chat
had
with us all
he had
day,
one of
that's
his friends
cool.
come out and like was asking us questions on camera. Not too many people actually.
Oh,
come out
Alan
and film
Givitz,
us.
that guy. I don't even know who these people are.
Well,
they just.
I don't know if you've seen the video of a friend of his pastor was like asking. us
Yes, I
questions.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah,
walking
and I
down the
thought,
street.
you know, as strange as that was, I thought it was great that someone came out and filmed and like, you know,
Yeah.
got their own video and respected and everything.
I might do a little filming, but
Yeah.
you know, not to like make you
Especially
guys
if you
look like
have
asses, but I'm just gonna be
Yeah,
like,
make a
God, you
record.
know,
Hey, more
I
records
just
the better.
want them basically to be left alone. They want to be left alone. And if you're not gonna leave them alone, then I guess maybe I'll have to bring me and more people. You guys bring more people.
What if
We'll have a big party walking down the street.
what if the mayor says I want to be left alone? No citizen can talk to me anymore.
Like, I mean, come on.
I'm just asking you. Can you be consistent here? Would that be legitimate to you?
Yeah, I think if
How
you
about a
wanted to
police
talk to the
officer?
mayor, you can make an appointment.
Well, why
He
can't
won't
I
call
talk
you
to
back.
Someone who works for the mayor.
Then that's on the minute. I
Well,
guess you can
ultimately-
write a bad letter and say the mayor's an ass. I mean, hey.
Ultimately, the parking enforcer works for the mayor.
Yeah, well, the mayor's in control of the town.
I think Prince
mean,
John
So
is
what?
the.
Why does that matter?
Technically,
Building
yeah, they
the
work for
crown.
the city. The city council hires the manager, and then the manager hires all the.
Well, I
other
recommend
employees.
that you look at the New Hampshire Constitution. Article 8 says government officials and their servants, I think, or something, But pretty much everyone who works for the government is supposed to be open and accountable.
Yeah,
At
well,
all
What does that mean to you?
I mean, come on, it makes a big difference now when you're talking about how being accountable for. You can't say, oh, well, you're accountable for writing somebody a ticket, a ransom. Come on, I mean, you're doing a job, dude.
Well,
I mean,
It
I
is
think
a ransom, though.
But somebody has to go out and burn, pick up your trash and
Yeah,
burn
but
shit,
that's
right?
privately done.
That's a
in Keene.
job, but it's not privately done. I mean, come on. There's
The
corporations
city-
out there that are
I think the
waste
garbage
management
removal
companies. Come on, run by
Well,
the union, the
I
mafia.
mean, what is a monopoly contract pretty much? Like, if you have a deal with the government and you're the one business doing it, So, but that's why what I do is about, the video is an important aspect, because I think like openness, accountability, transparency is a good thing, way of forwarding a conversation, and changing the way we think about things.
Yeah, I guess that I'm glad that we agree on a lot of stuff, and I think the only thing we're really disagreeing on here generally
Robin Hoodie, that's it.
about the parking enforcers. My viewpoint is that they're government workers and they're subject to being asked questions. I'm always nice about it. I never say nasty things to them. They've called my friends names, but I've never called them any names. They've called them minions.
Yeah, I guess if you follow people around, kind of after a while, they.
No, it was day one.
You
The
know,
first time I
well-
ever went Robin Hoodie, Jane told me I was in a cult. She called Garrett and myself things. She called us minions.
Minions.
So the claim that somehow it's worn on them and that's the reason they've become negative, to me, is not a valid claim.
One of my first experiences with Gibbous was I was chalking on a sidewalk and I spelt everything correctly, and then he looked at me and said something about how, oh, you don't know how to spell, which is really funny because I won the school spelling bee in 6th grade, but
There's an
he
AKPF
gave me
episode.
a lot of, like, really uncalled for insults that it's just childish.
Handle,
Well, right, and if you can't
Things like
handle
that,
the
and-
stress, get out of the kitchen.
But now
It's a stressful job.
But what you're doing is you're
I will go on the record.
saying that statement. You're forcing somebody to quit their job
No,
because
no,
you don't like what
no
they
force.
do.
I would never force
That-
anybody to do anything.
But I'm not saying you're physically forcing somebody, but you're making their life so miserable that one guy had to quit, dude.
They didn't
I mean,
have to.
They
But you
chose
see
to
what
be
you see.
negative.
They chose a job, Rob, where they knew they were going to get negative feedback from people. It's in their job
Okay, listen,
description.
I'm a justice of the peace in the state of New Hampshire.
Okay.
Okay. Now I know, I have to be upheld a little bit higher standards than just some Joe Blow citizen now. Okay. I got a lot of rights.
See, Graham.
Hey, see you, Graham.
Nice talking. Oh yeah, hey, it's my right, man. Yeah, I know it. So hey, so can you consider me working for the state?
Okay, I'm glad he brought that up, that you're open carrying, because I appreciate that you're doing that too.
Yep.
But there are some people
That
who
don't
will.
need guns, man.
No. There are some people that'll say, "That's intimidating."
And that's
I'm
right. You
scared
know
of
what?
him.
And I have, and to this day, I still have to make sure that when I walk into a store, I usually cover it up, because it could take that one person to say that I'm scared of that gun, and now I'm being upheld to a different standard. Now I could sit there and give my speech all day long about, well, you should really want me to be here with a gun.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
we're not.
But if that one person complains and calls the cops, then I'm going to get a call, and the cops are going to come up to me, and they're going to check me out. I don't got to give them any information.
No,
Okay.
you're right.
And that's I won't.
It's your right
That's
to,
right.
to open carry.
And
But,
I'm not doing
do you see
anything
my
wrong,
point?
But see exactly. So when
your behavior, you're not trying to upset anybody.
that's right. But
you just want to protect
All right,
yourself.
but I'm not also following somebody around with a gun.
Well, neither am I.
But you guys that's your weapon, guys. And really,
I don't
This
consider
year-
this a weapon.
I know it's not.
This is
I
for
understand
accountability.
People consider it a weapon,
All
but
right,
this
well, I'm
is
just saying.
You want to get your own? I'm down. Let's do
You
it.
know.
Let's make a television show. We can have like the.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do. I
though?
understand what you guys are saying. I
People
just wish there
feel
was a-
things, and you can't control
No,
how they feel.
no, and I wish-
So when I ask somebody questions and they feel upset about that, it's not my fault how they're feeling.
That's right.
They
But
can
now that you know how
control
they
that.
feel as a person, we're coming back down to being a human being.
Well, you know
Now
how
that you
people
know
feel
how
about
they
the gun,
feel,
but you
that's
keep
right.
carrying the gun.
That's right. Until somebody says otherwise, if they're afraid of it, then I would cover it up. Okay.
But
So-
you
But
have the
still
right
having
to,
it. I
to,
mean, it's,
to
it's
walk
But
down
again,
the
it's
street.
my right to walk down the street until I
Right.
get confronted with a situation like that. Then I can say my activist part and say, well,
Yeah.
this is my freedom, my right. Okay.
it's my right to ask government employees questions.
That's right.
And it's my right to record the government
That's right.
employees. So we're
wait
just
for him to
talking
say
about
so.
exercising rights here, is really what we're talking about.
Right.
Don't even engage. been here so long.
Oh, we've been
I'm
engaging for like a half
I
an
gotta
hour.
go.
It's
I've
been
trying to
great.
go for a long time.
I appreciate him engaging. Why not
Hey.
engage?
Hey, nice to meet
Why
you
not have a
all.
It's a
conversation?
beautiful day.
It is a
later.
beautiful day.
I'm
Rob,
sure
thanks,
he has
man.
other things he
It's
needs
very
to
nice
do.
meeting you, man.
It's caught
Hey,
up.
feel free to unban me from your group if you want.
Go State.
Hey, see you guys later.
All right,
Have a good
guys.
weekend.
Hey, you guys.
Oh,
Hey, Joe.